The question hangs heavy in the air, a question that has the power to shape the future of over 1 billion Catholics worldwide. Echoing through the hallowed halls of the Vatican, where history and faith intertwine in a delicate dance. Will he be the one to lead the Church into a new era, to face the challenges of modernity while upholding ancient traditions? Will Cardinal Parolin ascend to the throne of St. Peter, becoming the spiritual leader of millions? Speculation mounts as the world watches, captivated by the drama unfolding behind closed doors. The media buzzes with theories and predictions, each more sensational than the last. Whispers turn to hushed conversations as the corridors of power become a stage for clandestine meetings and secretive alliances. The faithful hold their breath, their prayers a silent plea for divine guidance in these uncertain times. The future of the Catholic Church hangs in the balance, a delicate equilibrium that could tip in any direction. Insiders offer glimpses into the inner workings of the Holy See, revealing a world of intricate politics and deep-seated traditions, hinting at the intricate power dynamics at play where every move is calculated and every word weighed. Cardinal Parolin, a seasoned diplomat with an iron will, emerges as a frontrunner. His experience on the global stage and his ability to navigate complex political landscapes make him a formidable candidate. His journey, from humble beginnings to the pinnacle of Vatican power, speaks volumes about his ambition and unwavering commitment to the Church. From a young priest in a small parish to a key figure in the Vatican, his rise has been nothing short of remarkable. But the path to the papacy is fraught with obstacles, each step a test of faith and resolve. And Parolin's ascent is far from guaranteed. The conclave is a crucible where only the most resilient and divinely inspired will emerge victorious. Born in 1955, Pietro Parolin's destiny seemed intertwined with the Church from the start. His sharp intellect and unwavering faith propelled him through the seminary and into the diplomatic corps. A rising star within the Vatican, he honed his skills in the crucible of international relations. Mexico, Nigeria, Venezuela. Each posting brought new challenges, testing his mettle and shaping his worldview. Parolin's diplomatic acumen shone brightly during his time as Undersecretary for Relations with States. His deft handling of sensitive negotiations, including securing the release of British sailors from Iranian custody, earned him the respect of world leaders. The year is 2025. Pope Francis, a beacon of humility and reform, is nearing the twilight of his papacy. The weight of his office and the passage of time have taken their toll. The question of succession looms large, casting a long shadow over the Vatican. Into this void steps Cardinal Parolin, a formidable figure whose name has been whispered in hushed tones for years. As Vatican Secretary of State, he stands as the Pope's right hand, the second most powerful man in the Catholic Church. His influence is undeniable, his ambition palpable. The time has come for him to step out of the shadows and into the spotlight. Within the opulent walls of the Apostolic Palace, a different game is afoot. Cardinals, clad in scarlet robes, engage in a delicate dance of power and persuasion. Alliances are forged and broken in hushed whispers, ambitions veiled behind polite smiles. The race for the papacy is a subtle and often brutal affair. Rumors swirl through the corridors of power. Leaked reports hint at secret conclaves where Parolin's name is discussed in hushed tones. His supporters praise his diplomatic skills, his unwavering orthodoxy, his potential to restore stability after the tumult of Francis's papacy. His detractors, however, whisper of a different Parolin, a cunning operator, a pragmatist willing to bend the rules to achieve his goals. Parolin bridge builder or puppet master? Parolin's supporters point to his track record as a bridge builder. They highlight his ability to foster dialogue and understanding between diverse groups, often in situations where others have failed. His diplomatic skills have been honed over decades of service, making him a key player in the Vatican's international relations. He is a man who can navigate the treacherous waters of international diplomacy, adept at balancing the interests of the Church with those of the global community. His efforts have often led to breakthroughs in areas where political tensions run high. A skilled negotiator who can find common ground between seemingly intractable foes, Parolin's approach is both strategic and empathetic. He listens carefully, understands the nuances of each side's position, and works tirelessly to find solutions that are acceptable to all parties involved. They see in him a leader who can unite the Church, bringing together factions that have been divided by theological and ideological differences. His vision is one of a cohesive, harmonious Church that can stand strong in the face of modern challenges. Healing the rifts that have emerged in recent years, Parolin's supporters believe he is the right person to guide the Church through its current period of transformation. His deep faith and commitment to the Church's mission are seen as his guiding principles. But others see a more calculating figure. They argue that his diplomatic maneuvers are not always in the best interest of the Church's core values. To them, his actions sometimes appear to be more about political gain than spiritual leadership. They point to his role in the controversial Vatican-China deal, a move that has sparked significant debate within the Church and beyond. Critics argue that this agreement compromises the Church's stance on religious freedom in exchange for political leverage, accusing him of sacrificing religious freedom for political expediency. These detractors question whether Parolin's decisions truly reflect the values of the Church. They worry that his approach may set a dangerous precedent for future Church-state relations. They question his commitment to Pope Francis's vision of a more inclusive, outward-looking Church. To them, Parolin's actions sometimes seem at odds with the Pope's efforts to modernize and open up the Church to new ideas and perspectives. To them, Parolin represents a return to a more traditional, hierarchical structure within the Church. They fear that his leadership style may stifle the progressive changes that Pope Francis has been advocating for, even authoritarian style of leadership. This dichotomy in perceptions makes Cardinal Parolin one of the most intriguing and polarizing figures in the Vatican today. Whether he is seen as a bridge builder or a puppet master, his influence on the future of the Church is undeniable. The China Conundrum and other controversies. This section delves into the intricate and often controversial relationship between the Vatican and China, a topic that has sparked intense debate and divided opinions within the global Catholic community. The Vatican-China deal, a landmark agreement signed in 2018, has become a lightning rod for criticism. This historic accord was intended to bridge the gap between the Holy See and the Chinese government, aiming to address the long-standing issue of the appointment of bishops in China. However, the deal has not been without its detractors. Cardinal Parolin, the architect of the deal, argues that it represents a necessary compromise, a way to ensure the survival of the Church in China. He believes that by engaging with the Chinese authorities, the Vatican can protect the rights and freedoms of Chinese Catholics, who have faced persecution and restrictions for decades. But critics accuse him of selling out Chinese Catholics, handing over control of the Church to the communist government. They argue that the deal compromises the Church's moral authority and independence, effectively allowing the Chinese government to exert influence over religious matters. The China deal is just one of several controversies swirling around Parolin. His role in the Vatican's diplomatic efforts has placed him at the center of numerous debates, both within the Church and in the broader international community. His close ties to conservative factions within the Church have raised concerns among reformers who worry that his influence could lead to a rollback of the progressive changes implemented under Pope Francis. These reformers fear that Parolin's conservative leanings may hinder efforts to modernize the Church and make it more inclusive. Reformist groups argue that the Church needs to continue evolving to remain relevant in the modern world. They believe that Parolin's approach may stifle the momentum of change and alienate younger generations who are seeking a more open and progressive Church. His perceived lack of charisma and his reserved demeanor have also been cited as potential weaknesses. Critics argue that in an era where strong, charismatic leadership is crucial, Parolin's understated style may not inspire the confidence and support needed to navigate the Church through these turbulent times. Despite these challenges, Parolin remains a pivotal figure in the Vatican, navigating the complex interplay of faith, politics, and diplomacy. Dissent in the ranks. Who fears Pope Parolin? Not everyone within the Vatican is enamored with the prospect of a Pope Parolin. Liberal cardinals, emboldened by Pope Francis's papacy, view Parolin with suspicion. They see him as a threat to their hard-won gains on issues such as divorce, homosexuality, and the role of women in the Church. Open dissent is rare within the Church's hierarchy, but whispers of discontent are growing louder. Some fear that Parolin's election would trigger a schism, splitting the Church along ideological lines. Others worry that his diplomatic approach will prove ineffective in addressing the challenges facing the Church in the 21st century. The world watches and waits. The world holds its breath, watching and waiting as the drama unfolds within the Vatican. The stakes are high. The next Pope will inherit a Church grappling with internal divisions, facing challenges from secularism and globalization. Will Parolin be the man to lead the Church into this uncertain future? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the eyes of the world are upon him. At the crossroads of faith and geopolitics. The papacy is more than just a religious office. It is a position of immense global influence, a bully pulpit from which to address issues of peace, justice, and human dignity. A Pope Parolin would bring to the role his considerable diplomatic experience, his deep understanding of the intricacies of global power. His papacy would be defined by his ability to navigate the complex relationship between the Church and the modern world. He would face pressure to address issues such as climate change, poverty, and inequality. And he would be tasked with healing the divisions within the Church itself, reconciling its traditional teachings with the realities of 21st century life. Please subscribe to our channel, History Documentary Hub, for more insightful videos and intriguing content.